Check. Is there sound now? Yo. I think we just got Conroy up here in the booth. In the booth. So, yeah, I think we're going to have to mic you up. Check that mic over there. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. You can hear me, right?
That's cool, but it's really echoing.
Check that mic, yo. Can you hear this one? Check. 1, 2. Oh, that one's nice and loud. Okay.
It's cool.
All right, so we got Conroy in the booth here. We're gonna do a quick introduction. So just have a seat right there, man. Don't close that door, Nikki.
Yeah.
Where's the camera? I don't see it.
It's right here. It's here. Well, we're just going webcam right now. We're just doing the webcam thing here.
Actually, do you want to sit here where the mic is? That way.
Well, we're not gonna jump into interview just yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's psyching herself up. All right, 1, 2, 3. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? You listen to JessFM. This is TukkLive. Wait. Hold on a second. So, I just want to introduce everybody right now to my new cohort or accomplice, my legion, Conroy Saddleback, Mr. Muscles over here. Why don't you introduce yourself, Conroy? Tell them why you're here.
Okay, dami that's a get just to go Nistoako Conroy Saddleback. Don't be fooled by that last name. I am Blackfoot, so don't get mad.
And yeah, that's what I was asking. I was wondering. We are actually wondering about that on the way in. What's Saddleback?
Well, that's Hobima.
Oh,
Some people say musk with cheese, but it's always going to be Hobima to me.
that's what I thought too. Right? Yeah. So your parents are from here?
So my Faja is from Picani. That's where I grew up, out in Scott's Coulee.
Oh, hey,
And my
I've
mom is
hitchhiked
from
there.
Hobima. Hey, who's that?
I've hitchhiked out that way.
Oh, gee, hey, you got stranded there, hey? Out by the crime scene.
Yeah, you don't want to know about it.
You woke up just the sun beating down on your face.
And the cop trying to bring me back home. Well, yeah. So Conroy here is going to be my new accomplice here on TukkLive. So it's going to be like remember Regis and Kathy Lee? I'll be Regis. You can be Kathy Lee.
Yeah, kicking it like it's 2004.
Oh, jeez. Isn't that more like 1994?
Is it really that long ago?
Yeah. That's
Hey,
real.
yeah.
That's an old reference. The babies ain't going to know about that one. No, I'm just kidding. You don't know. I'll be Kathy Lee. You could be Regis if you want.
Oh, cool. There we go. I can see myself.
I'm good like that. Yeah. Anyway, so let's get down to our first stories here. I got a couple good stories here that I wanted to start with. The first one is I wanted to talk about these creepy native kids. Hashtag creepy native kids. Have you been on Twitter lately, Conroy?
I'm not a twit.
Oh, you're not a twit, eh?
No, sorry guys. I don't do the Twitter thing. I'm on Facebook. I troll on Facebook.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, what I found was this thing called hashtag creepy native kids, and people have been posting pictures of themselves, right? And what happened actually is it's a story about racial profiling is what it is. Down in Colorado State University, there was a college tour, and this mother called the cops on these two native students. There are these couple of metalhead kids. She said, well, basically, I'll read it to you. A mother called the cops on two native students on a college tour, saying they looked like they don't belong. They were creepy, and they really stand out. So campus police questioned them, asking them for their ID, pulled them away from their tour, and eventually identified that they were part of the tour and that they were students, and then they let them go. Now, there's a whole video on this too. Hey, it's an interesting story. What it reminds me of, honestly, is a couple weeks ago we covered this Starbucks story down in Philadelphia, where these two black guys were kicked out of Starbucks and then they got arrested for a few hours. They're actually there just on a real estate deal, and they were arrested.
Why were they arrested?
Well, they asked to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to. And then they called the cops on them. And then they didn't even know that they called the cops on them. They're still sitting there waiting for their business meeting. And here's the story right here. Yeah, so what do you think of that?
Oh, that's pretty funny. That's kind of every Native kid's story, hey? The kind of the Native kids that don't fit in. Everyone doesn't seem to fit in on the white world most days.
Well, yeah, first of all, they were metalheads, right? And you know those metalheads and how they look. They're not welcome anywhere.
They're usually the ugliest kids on the block.
I wouldn't even I'd probably call the cops if they're hanging around my house, to tell you the truth, but they were in the right place. They were supposed to be there, and they're actually a couple of smart kids. They're looking for college to go to. So how crazy can you be?
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, no. I could sympathize with those kids. I used to listen to all my metal back in the day.
Have you ever been kicked out of a place just hanging out?
No, never been kicked out, but I've gotten the up and down quite a bit though.
Oh yeah.
And so
like followed in stores?
Yeah, kind of actually, yeah. Followed. Yeah, I guess you could say that, yeah. It's kind of too bad for those kids though. It's unfortunate, you know what I mean? It's too bad.
Okay, so right here, this is an article that I'm reading. It's on freethoughtblogs.com. It says the accusation, quotations, people were worried because you were real quiet. That's what the cops said to the kids. So the guy writing this article says, quiet, that's a crime now. They behaved politely and didn't cause any trouble. Clearly a case for the cops. So he says, I blamed a racist woman who called us in, but I also blamed the police. They should have asked her what they were doing. And when she said this, she said they were real quiet. All right, well, hashtag creepy Native kids. Okay, so moving on to this story. The great thing about this story is the metal shirts that they were wearing. The two heavy metal bands actually heard about this.
No way.
No doubt.
What shirts were they wearing? What bands?
The bands that they were wearing, one of them was called Cattle Decapitation.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
charming.
It's beautiful. It's poetry. Cattle Decapitation. And the second one was called Archspire.
I've never heard. Man, I used to be so into underground scene, but I haven't heard of either.
These guys got T-shirts out, so they
must be a big deal in the underground. Maybe I don't know.
So they sent a couple tweets out towards these kids. Hashtags creepy Native kids, and the Cattle Decapitation. All they said was weak. Weak. I'm trying to do my best.
That's the metal version.
My Deathlock voice. Weak. So okay, I can't do it. But that's Cattle Decapitation, hey? And Archspire, these are guys that sing these like
guttural stuff.
Yeah, that's this guttural music, right?
Uh-huh.
This full of glottal stop.
No, I get that.
But anyways,
I used to be really into that too. I'm serious. I used to love that stuff back in the day. Cannibal Corpse and Eternal were my main go-to bands in 10th grade.
I mean, I'm not saying it's bad music. I love music, but I'm just saying, like, these guys are not the most articulate guys when they sing. But you should read their tweet. Their tweet was so articulate and proper. I'm gonna play a song by right now. I'm gonna play Cattle Decapitation, Prophets of Loss. So we're gonna play these two bands just as a salute, just to say thank you for sticking up for the creepy Native kids out there. So right now is this is called Cattle Decapitation, but a song called The Prophets of Loss from Metal Blade Records. So you're listening to Tukk Live right here on JessFM.ca. Make sure you turn it loud. Death metal. How you liking that?
That's cool.
Cool.
All right, we're gonna check out for a second here.
Bye.
All you can see is just my nose, hey? Just my nose sticking out in the corner.
Real nosy.
It's really crowded in here now.
This is a cool little studio. Whose workstation is this?
Oh, this is the TV station. This is
TV?
JessFM.
What are they editing on?
I have no idea. I haven't had a chance to work with the TV yet.
Microphone, cool. We got the umbrella. Flash, you could get a photo shoot going on in here, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.